I'm a teacher. I can't afford to be ridiculous. I am coming on your show to tell you that the Federal Reserve, first of all, is not federal. It's not a government agency. It is a private institution owned by 12 individuals. And it has no reserve. The dollar has no reserve. It is just paper with graphics on it. And how dare our country, backs its money
against the dollar,
against a piece of paper which somebody prints. When the Secretary to the Treasury in America wants money, wants to buy, for example, Uganda Airlines, let's assume, he is not going to say what. He orders the mint. He asks them, how long will it take you to print this? Yes, I know truth makes you laugh. Why do you think they're having trouble with Russia? Because Russia is buying gold, and it is moving away from the dollar. And China is the same. China is moving gold. Look at the countries that have now the largest collection of gold. You'll find Russia amongst them. Russia and China. They want a currency that is backed by gold. And Uganda has gold. What they would do is they would make our currency gold.
Life in Zimbabwe has never been easy. Since its independence, the southern African country has seen factional violence, international sanctions, and rampant political instability. But in the mid-2000s, it lost something even more fundamental: its currency. Surviving meant waking up as early as 2 in the morning, trekking to the nearest ATM, and then waiting in line. On a good day, you'd be able to withdraw the equivalent of about $1 or $2 US, the maximum allowed by the government. Or you might find, after losing sleep and waiting for hours, that no more money was left. That's because around 2007, Zimbabwe experienced the second highest inflation in history, after post-war Hungary. It's hard to know exactly how bad it got, as the government stopped reporting numbers after 100,000% inflation, when a loaf of bread cost 30 billion Zimbabwean dollars. Employees stopped going to work when their annual salary wouldn't even pay for their bus ride home. And vending machines were put out of service, unable to hold the billions of coins that a single can of soda would cost. To keep up, the central bank kept printing bigger and bigger banknotes: $1 million, 100 billion, and finally 100 trillion, worth a whole 40 US cents. So how did Zimbabwe get here? And how did this devastating economic crisis help launch Africa's financial technology revolution? Zimbabwe is home to the largest waterfall in the world, Victoria Falls, over twice the height of Niagara, and whose tumbling water can be heard 40 kilometers or 25 miles away. Further south are the intricate stone ruins of an 11th century palace city, and savannas everywhere in between hold Africa's Big Five: lions, leopards, elephants, buffalo, and rhinos. Unfortunately, few will ever get to see these wonders. Because, in addition to being blessed with natural beauty, Zimbabwe is also cursed with an abundance of gold, platinum, coal, and diamonds. All things which led Cecil Rhodes of the British South Africa Company to invade the land with a newly invented Maxim gun at the end of the 19th century.
Hyperinflation at more than 3,000% hit Argentina in 1989, then social and economic catastrophe in 2001.
Inflation is the result, it's the thermometer. It's like when you're sick and you have fever, you measure inflation in this case, but it's not the cause. The cause is the underlying monetary and fiscal policies which generate this inflation.
Simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money digitally. And we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities. And that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve.